Hey, so I don't normally do a formal intro like this into a solo episode, but I really felt kind of the need to. I wanted to because this episode is a little bit different and I'm titling this really relatable shit because this is this was an episode that I had recorded soon after I just was at a really low point in maybe not my life completely, but my week, the past couple weeks. So when I recorded this episode, I was feeling all the feels. I was it was like in the moment of what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and I felt like I just wanted to speak into the mic to you and about kind of what I was going through and feeling and thinking. And I guess it was more of a response to my low days and actually a specific post that I made where I was physically crying and I posted it up. And I just want to say, I am floored with the amount of love and support that I have received the past few days because of me sharing that. And not only the love and support, but other people reaching out and kind of thanking me or just like they felt it was relatable. Not many, we don't see this side of people on social media on the phone. And I talk about that in the episode, but we just don't see it. It's not normal. And so being able to relate to that to me, I think a lot of people appreciated that, but I also had a lot of people reach out, kind of checking in, making sure I was okay. And I really felt the love and support and it was amazing. And that's kind of the reason why I wanted to title this episode Really Relatable Shit, because it is very relatable. And these are the times where I want you to see this side of me and of my life because I have lows as well and downs. And an intention that I had with this podcast was to help you flow through your ups and downs, your highs and lows. But I can't do that unless I experience them for myself. And I want to share, be transparent and share that side, that life of mine as well. All of the ups and the highs and things that I learn and what we can grow from, but also I want and need to share the lows and the downs of my own life because that's what makes us human and that's how we can connect and relate to each other during those vulnerable times and moments where we maybe feel alone. I want and need to not only talk about previous lows that I've had in the past, but also as they're happening in my life. And I know that these low points in my life are necessary for growth and necessary to navigate life and to help you flow and navigate through your life and the things that you're going through. Maybe something similar, maybe something completely different. But just know that the universe or God or source or whoever, whatever you believe in, whatever that higher power is that you believe in, will kick you off a cliff. But that higher power is also there to catch you as you fall. And I heard a quote and it was, the darker you go, the brighter the light you shine. And my reasonings for how I felt this past week is really irrelevant. We all have these times and I know we have these times. So I just wanted to be the person that can be that voice for everyone or for people who don't show this side of them. And what's more important is what I discuss in this episode, not the things that triggered the way I was feeling. I had someone reach out to me and send me a message. It was amazing. There was a lot of things said, but I wanted to share something that she sent me. And because I just think it's a great reminder for you listening. And I want you to really listen to this, especially if you're in this place right now of struggling, feeling down, feeling low. Maybe you have a reason, maybe you don't. And maybe all you want to do is cry. Maybe you're taking on a lot right now. Just listen to this and tune in to how you're feeling. Forgive yourself if you have to fake being okay at your job. Forgive yourself if all you want to do is curl up into a ball and cry. Take care of you. Allow others to help take care of you too. Allow yourself space and time to heal. Allow yourself the space and time to regain your passion and energy. You are incredibly special. All of what she said was needed for me at that moment. And I especially resonated with and loved how she said, allow yourself the space and time to regain your passion and energy. Because sometimes whenever I'm feeling this way, these down moments, these down times, I feel like I just need to get back up and have my energy and my passion for things. And it's like, sometimes I just don't. Like, I just struggle to get through the day. And it's frustrating. But this was kind of validation. Like, it's okay to not get right back up right away after a day. This actually was the longest time I feel like in a while that I have felt this low for consistently a couple of days or almost a week. And lastly, I was reflecting on what I've learned through this the past week. Like, what has this taught me? What has my higher power shown me? And I came up with 4 main things. Number 1, I have a lot of people in my corner. Number 2, a high vibe day always comes back around. Number 3, I can use these low vibe days, the times I feel down, to be the one to speak out for everyone who has these days, but won't necessarily show it, won't show it publicly, won't ask for help, and I can help to break the stigma in mental health, and especially around crying. Number 4, setting boundaries is necessary. It's not selfish. And this is something that I'm aware of and I'm working on, but boundaries is so important. I am also working with this with my therapist. So that's something that I know I need to keep in mind. And I hope you do too. So thank you so much if you reached out to me during this rough week that I had. I truly appreciate it. It means the world to me. And I hope this episode can be one that is relatable, because this shit is real. This is life. I'm not all smiles and happiness and energy all of the time. This is also a side of me. I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think. You're amazing. You rock. Thanks for listening. I love you. Welcome to Flow with the Grow. I'm your host, Sophia, a health and fitness professional, positivity distributor, and a real-life human being with real-life challenges. Every Tuesday, you'll hear my honest conversations on the day-to-day highs and lows that life teaches us, as well as bring you actionable tips that you can implement to improve your health and wellness journey. This podcast will empower you to flow with the inevitable setbacks of life. You will learn what it means to flow with the grow, see through a lens of optimism, and navigate your way to living your best life. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Now let's jump into your daily dose of positivity and growth. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the love, the support, the non-judgmentalness, the non-criticism, or at least not verbally saying it or to my face or via social media. The post I shared on social media was hella scary for me, but also it was an inner knowing that I just had to share it. I wasn't going to. I posted up on my stories a picture of myself crying, like tears. You could see the tears. But I want to make sure to, and it's important for me to be as transparent as possible, to be as real and as honest as possible through, yes, the good, great, happy, joyful days, but also through the days that are horrible and shitty and I feel like crying and I feel sad and down and just low vibe, and the times when I really just got to fake a smile and fake being happy as much as I don't want to. But I do. And it's important for me to be that on any medium, any social media, whether it is podcast or it is social media with Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. But it was just a reminder for anyone that needed it that crying is healthy, healing, and human. And I decided later that night, or actually the next day, I think, that I felt like I needed to put it out onto my social media on Facebook and on Instagram and just post it and share it, because I feel like we feel like it's not normal to cry or feel like we should cry. But let me just be the one to tell you, inform you, validate you, remind you that crying is very normal. Feeling sad and down is very normal. It's a normal thing. We're human. It's what makes us human, our emotions and our feelings, and they're valid. And I feel like we shouldn't feel that way or we shouldn't cry. It's abnormal, but what's abnormal is not sharing it, is people not sharing this side of them, this side of their life, the other side of the phone where maybe it is portrayed as positive and happy all the time. And it's normal to share those parts of our lives, right? Like the success, the joy, the happiness, the things we're doing, the things we're proud of. But it's not normal to share the side of us where we feel sad or down. And maybe we have no reason why. Maybe we don't even know why. Maybe we do. Maybe there's a bunch of shit going on and you know why you're feeling that way. So because it's not normal to put this out on social media, or at least I guess I try and do that every now and then to be real in the moment and share what I'm feeling. But for most people, we don't see that from other people. Most people don't share that side of them. So because it's not normal to see that, we feel like it's not normal to feel this way. And maybe you feel this way often. Maybe it's once every now and then. But however often you feel it is kind of just irrelevant, because that's the way that you feel. That is what you're going through. And we all have shit going on in our lives. One person's isn't more important than the next person. And because it's so abnormal to share, I felt led to be that abnormal voice for people on the other side of my phone on social media. It's not talked about enough. It's not shared enough. So whatever this is for you, whether it's validation, a reminder to know that crying is normal, feeling down and sad is normal, having down days, low vibe days is normal. And we almost have to experience those in order to appreciate the highs. Crying is, whether you're male or female, crying is normal. It's healthy, it's healing, and it's human. So thank you for allowing me to share that side of me without judgment and without criticism, and with love and support for those who reached back out to me, whether it was message or comments. I haven't really even looked on any of that lately. I posted it last night and I was like, oh, I'm done on my phone, done on social media. I'm not even going to look anymore. But I do know briefly when I looked that people did message back, comment, and even in person. So I appreciate that. People checking in. I hate feeling this way. I can't even tell you how many times yesterday, which was, I posted it last night, but yesterday during the day, I just was trying to get through the day. I did not want to be at work. I forced smiles. I faked so many smiles. It was insane. I didn't want to talk to people. And normally, like when I'm training, so I train at Anytime Fitness, when I'm doing a session or with people, that usually gives me energy and uplifts me. And I just found that yesterday, that didn't happen. And it's not normal for me to have that happen. It's not normal for me to force smiles, fake being happy. But I really was forcing it. Man, I can't even believe it. I was faking it so much. It really sucked because I hate feeling that way. And normally I love being at work. I love what I do, but it was a really an emotional day mentally, physically. And I don't think there's ever been really another day where I had to try and force some happy emotions, but I also was trying to remember to just let myself feel what I'm feeling. Just get through the day. It'll be behind me, to just do my best and it'll pass. I was doing a meditation this morning before going into work, and I have these cards from Gabby Bernstein. I did 2 card pulls, and then I briefly saw 2 of them that I was like, okay, I'm just going to read what it says. I don't know. I just kind of felt led to pull it and read it. And these are 2 really good reminders for when this happens, when the fact that it did happen, and for when it happens in the future. And for you, if you were also feeling this way, maybe you cried all day, maybe it was yesterday, or maybe in the future, you're just going to feel down, like you just need to cry. And by the way, if you feel like you need to cry, just do it and go in a room, like whatever you got to do, cry it out. Sometimes when I feel like my body, like I just need to cry, I will put on sad music, like things that kind of trigger the sad emotions. And speaking of that, could I physiologically try and make myself happy by jumping up and down, being happy, dancing, being joyful, like doing all the things to try and cultivate happiness? Yeah, 100%. I definitely can. I know Tony Robbins is all about that. But in these moments, sometimes I just want to feel the way that I feel. I just want to not try and decipher it. I just want to feel sad. I want to cry because it feels good and it's healing and it processes these emotions. And I don't want to try and force in happy feelings. I don't want to try and force away the sadness that I feel. And sometimes I just want to cry. Anyways, back to the cards that I was about to read to you. Number 1, I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. The second one, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So give yourself permission to feel whatever feeling it is that you have, feelings, even if you don't really know what they are. And know that there is a deeper meaning and there is a lot of personal growth that can come from the midst of all of this discomfort that you're feeling or that you will feel. I'm someone who I am a very happy person, I would say most of the time, joyful. Like if you see me in person, I am just full of, I don't know, I guess people would describe it as being inspiring and being positive and having a smile on my face and just being that light. And I love being that. That's natural for me. That's just who I am. But let me just tell you that I'm not that way 100% of the time. Every now and then I have these days, these moments where I just want to cry. I feel sad. It's a low vibe day. Maybe nothing's going right, but I just have a really crappy day. And I don't want to talk to people, or I don't want to be this joyful, happy person. It happens. But I want to make sure to put this out there, to be that voice, that someone, to be the person to tell you that even all of these, even people that you know who are joyful and happy all of the time are not happy all of the time. If they're human, they have days and emotions. They have days where they're feeling down. They have days where they just want to cry. And it's important for me to share that because, like I said, most of the time I am a happy person. So not only do I want to share all of that side of me and that life and the things that are going well and things like that, but I want to share the side of me and the part of my life that makes me human. And that's days like I had yesterday and even today. And actually the day before that, I just felt like I wanted to cry, and I did. It's important to me that I don't just show the sunshines and rainbows and all the good. Because this is good too. Crying is good. Having these low vibe days is good as well. Because then I can, when I experience the highs, my highs are very good. And it makes me appreciate those days even more. And it does give me the opportunity and the chance to find the personal growth. Maybe not find the personal growth, but just know that it's there, it's happening. And to be able to put this out there, to have this medium to where I can do this, so that way someone, you on the other side, can hear this and hear and know that, okay, I am not the only one. I am not alone in this. I can cry and it's okay. I can feel these feelings. They're valid and it's okay to not be okay. This part of life that we all experience, that we all have, needs to be shared more. And if you don't have that in your life, it's something that is not normal for you to see. Please let me be that voice and that person for you to every now and then remind you, because this is not the last time I'm going to talk about this, to remind you and validate you that it is normal to cry. It is normal to have these low vibe days. It's something that does need to be shared more. And I know there are others who have low vibe, sad days and moments, and who maybe feel like they shouldn't feel that way or shouldn't cry. And I'm here to be that person who says, yes, you can, and you should. It's normal, it's healthy, it's healing, and it's human. And I just want to throw this out there because this is kind of funny. Growing up, my grandpa would cry all the time, literally all the time. Seeing us when he was happy, when he was sad, something good happened, something just whatever happened, he'd just be sitting there starting to cry. And in my head, I'm like, why are you crying? Like, I don't get it. Why does he cry so much? And I even think a couple times he has just said how crying is good. Crying is good for you. Crying is healthy. Crying is healing. And she would kind of just say that. And I kind of pushed it off to the side. But now I find myself crying all of the time. Maybe not all the time, but I find myself crying a lot. And it just clicked actually yesterday. I was like, wow, I get it. And my grandpa would be so proud of me. And actually a family friend commented on that on Instagram, sent me a message. And one thing he said, this family friend, he said, crying is cheaper than carrying stress or punching walls. I think he was being funny at that, but it's true. It is cheaper than carrying stress. And you just need to let it out. And I know I'm not a guy, but to my guys out there listening, this is for you too. This is a normal thing for you too, crying and having these sad moments. Maybe it's not normal to see, but let's change that. Yeah, let's change that. This is some relatable shit right here. I hope. And whatever you can take away from this, I hope it starts to break down that barrier that crying and feeling low and having whatever feelings you're feeling is not normal. And I want to break that barrier, that wall, to get to the other side, get to the reaching higher and knowing that it is normal. It is okay. And what's not normal is seeing other people post about it. And that's a problem. Yeah, it sucks to have these days, but it's healthy, it's human, it's healing, it's normal, it's growth, it's meaningful. Please don't ever forget that. You rock. I love you. Thank you again for the support, the love, for the non-judgmentalness, even though I put it out knowing that I'm sure people would judge me for this. It was scary, but my fear for that was way smaller than the impact I knew it could have on one person. And I left it at that. And so now I hope that you do have a great rest of your day, night, weekend. Happy, joyful. But if not, that's okay too. I hope that you do give yourself permission to feel whatever feelings you have, whether they're sad, frustrated, annoying, just not okay. And if you have those days too, whether it's today, tomorrow, I hope that you realize that it's healthy, it's healing, it's human, it's growth. It's what will make you stronger. All right. I love you. Thanks again. You rock. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Flow with the Grow. I'll see you next week for your daily dose of positivity and growth.